This is Jim Williams with the Hurricane City Tropical Update video for June 26th, 7 a.m. Here's the water vapor image of the Atlantic Basin, and we have our newly formed tropical storm Alex just north of Honduras. The NHC upgraded this at 5 a.m., and the hurricane hunters continue to find increasing winds and lowering pressures out here. And there's a nice upper level ridge aloft that's allowing this to ventilate and build up into the atmosphere. Very warm sea surface temperatures, so it would not surprise me if this flirted with hurricane status before it made landfall in the Yucatan Peninsula much later on tonight, around 10 to 12 midnight. This should be making landfall, and then it's going to move into the Gulf of Mexico, and it looks like there's an increasing risk for Texas and Mexico. We'll get to that in just a minute. But overall, what's happening here is yesterday the models were indicating that there was kind of a split in the models. A lot of models had it going into the northeastern and northern Gulf of Mexico, and the other half of the models had it going towards Texas and Mexico. What's happened is, you look up here at the top of the screen, there's a little bit of energy here on a trough that's moving quickly off to the east, and the thinking was that this was going to erode the ridge. There's a little bit of a ridge nosing in here from the Atlantic, and that this trough was going to erode the ridge out here. But what's happening is, you look at the southerly flow up in here, and it looks like this is going to hold tight, this ridge, and the system should, it'd be weak enough to get this northwesterly, but then once it gets in this area here, the ridge could build and send it back towards South Texas or Mexico, and that's the thinking right now in the model consensus, and I'll get to more details on that in just a minute. 94L yesterday was out here, but we knew it was going to be short-lived as the upper level trough was just shearing it to pieces. So let's take a closer look at our tropical storm Alex, and here's the floater loop of our system here out here, blowing up nicely this morning. Dark reds all around the center, and again, this is going to start strengthening all through the day here, and it's going to be intensifying as it comes into the Yucatan Peninsula. So it's got everything going for it, looking healthy this morning, and we could very well end up seeing a hurricane down the road in the Gulf of Mexico here. Now on the front page of Hurricane City, we have the map is updated. Everything's functioning properly. We had a few bugs yesterday to work out. As always happens with the first name storm of the season. But our current feature is Punta Allen, Mexico, which is one of my top 20 picks for being affected this year by a named storm within 60 miles. In fact, Punta Allen was number 6 on my list, and that will be affected by Tropical Storm Alex here tonight. And that is our current feature. And when you click on that current feature, it takes you to the Punta Allen page, which has all the options for local news, radars, cams, everything you'd need to see from the area. And here's a cam shot from nearby. I think this is just south of Punta Allen, Mexico. And like, for example, we can pull up the Yucatan radar here and get the latest radar from the Yucatan Peninsula. So there's a lot of good links here to use in conjunction with the landfalling tropical storm later tonight. Alright, here is the forecast from the National Hurricane Center. Again, making landfall near Punta Allen, Mexico, northern Belize. Across the Yucatan, weakens a little bit, then re-strengthens, and then there's a little bit of a turn to the west indicated here. And again, that's because of the model data that's been showing up, and I'll get to the details on the models in just a minute. And here are the Hurricane City models. And again, the GFDL yesterday was way over here, so the model has shifted quite a bit from yesterday. And hats off to a few of the models. The Canadian shifted yesterday, and the European pretty much showed a weak system coming into South Texas as early as two days ago. So the European's been pretty good on this too. GFS really never developed this very much, so we can scratch that. So again, South Texas, Mexico, it looks like it's the call for this thing for next week. Again, the oil spill area, it looks like it's good news for them as of now. I mean, that's always apt to change. The models could shift back to the right, but it's looking better and better for the forecast for the spill area to keep this high wind away from that area. All right, here is the Chris's Tropical Atlantic map, and I always like to show this because we break down what the models are showing overall. The best performing model as of now, 4 days into this, is the BAM-D, and the BAM-D model is indicating a track that would take it. I know it's hard to see here. Let me trace it because of the color of the. This has it going into the Bay of Campeche and well south of Tampico, Mexico. So that's the best performing model so far. And BAM-D is for a beta and advection model, deep model, which is for more intense storms. So this will go into the Yucatan and into Mexico according to the BAM-D model. But if you take all the models on Chris's Tropical Atlantic here, and we're basing this on 50 models that actually make landfall. We excluded all the models that keep it stuck out in the middle of the Gulf, and there's quite a few of them that do that, which is a little bit concerning in the long run because not all the models take this on shore, which could linger this down in the Gulf of Mexico here. But out of the 50 that do, 41 of them take it west of Louisiana, west of this line right here. 41 of them take it west, and only 8 or 9 take it east of this line, which means about 82% of the models are now indicating this is going to be west of Louisiana, and only 9% of them take it east of the Louisiana-Texas border. So it's looking better and better for the spill area, which is up in here, that this is not going to affect them. All right, well, that's about it for now. We'll continue to monitor this situation. Check out hurricanecity.tv today when you get a chance. And just the very top of the site, all you have to do is click on the See It on TV button right up here in the right-hand corner. And you will see the live stream going 24 hours a day. See it on TV up here in the right-hand corner of Hurricane City. We have the oil cams going. We've got recon fixes, everything you'd need to see while you're out and about, and you can also watch this on your iPhone. Well, that's it for now. Thank you again for visiting Hurricane City. We'll have another update later on this tonight.